Welcome back. Now, Honorable Kalu, let's go straight into the conversation. Let's look at your constituency or general, your region where you come from. Now, the people of the Southeast have been agitating for a very long time now. There's restiveness there. People are complaining. People are agitating for even independent states here and there. Now, how can we check the volatility in the southeast of Nigeria today going forward as far as Road to Violence Free 2023 is concerned?
It's not about, I don't think what, like you rightly pointed out, which I've said over and over again, if you pretend that you don't know that IPOB is existing, you're living in the fool's paradise as an Igbo man. If you pretend that you don't know them, those who are members of IPOB who believes in Biafra, you're also lying to yourself. They are there. They are our brothers, they are our sisters, they are our fathers, our mothers, our children, they are there. But if you also claim that everybody from the Southeast is a member of IPOB, you're also denying yourself the truth, because it's not the truth. Now, whether those who are agitating for self-determination is their right, they have the right to express themselves on whatever they want, on what they have basis, which is marginalization. I don't think I know any other issue upon which they base the agitation. Is that the region has gone through civil war, the region is supposed to be reconstructed, the region is supposed to be better integrated, the region is supposed to, given a special care coming from where the, why is it not happening? So that is this spread of, are we hated? Why can't we be the #1 citizen of the country? Those things are the right of those who are agitating for it. My issue is there are ways to push your agenda without violence. There are logical ways of advancing what you feel belongs to you. And it's not by alienating yourself from the center. It's by having a participatory observation, so that through your participation, you can begin to correct the issues you feel are not well placed. By staying afar, by saying we are not going to register. And now you just, people go to go to register, and with INEC, you come and kill them or chase them away in the name of unknown gunmen. It's like somebody shooting himself, okay? Because what you use those data to do is beyond politics. They use that data to know the number of people in that area, also for the purposes of developing that area. For you to decide that you need 3 hospitals in this particular community, you need to establish also that that community, that particular community is not just a geographical site, but it's populated by so number of people. And then you have to tie it to, a particular formula used for computing how many hospitals per 5 kilometers, per how many population of people, and all those things. They don't just fly in. There are things you look at by the time you approve it as a development agency or as an MDA of government. So if you deny your people access to being enumerated, you are denying yourself the development that's supposed to come there. The same thing goes with saying, don't work on Mondays. If you tell your people don't work on Monday, who is losing? It's the economy of your people that suffers. It's our people. We are traders, we are farmers. We are self-made people in that region. After the war, we did not have proper access that we're supposed to have, proper integration that we're supposed to have. This is the fact. The process to build trust in other parts of the country, to integrate properly, to make sure that you really want to be part of Nigeria, that you're not going to cause another war tomorrow, it takes time. So we started working on our own, on ourselves, to rebuild the dilapidated spaces in the southeast, which was caused by war. If you start burning police stations that we contributed money to build and start destroying schools that our parents contributed money to build. Even our airports, for example, in Imo State, we were levied to build our airport. So if you start destroying all those, who will come and rebuild it for you? The same place you say that you are alienated from? So my message has always been that it is important for us to make our voices heard. But in doing so, let's apply a lot of wisdom so that we don't shoot ourselves. People should come out and participate in politics, in democracy, and have a regional leadership integration agenda that will have a buy-in of the 5 states in the southeastern region. And that will give you a negotiation block or stake when we go to the negotiation table. It's not by staying far. If all the states come together and say, this is our regional integration policy on leadership, and they pursue it, tomorrow they say, this is our regional economic integration policy for the southeastern region. They start pursuing it, and it will inspire growth in the spirit of true federalism that used to be when a region is known for one thing. And they say, this is our regional development integration policy. They start designing rails that goes from Aba to Onitsha, from Onitsha to Nnewi, Nnewi to Enugu, Enugu to Ebonyi, and there to, when they start putting all those things together and life starts shooting back, some of the businesses from all other parts of Nigeria start relocating to that region. You know you're increasing your stake, so that when you pull back a lot of resources back to your place and start shooting it up, people will be able to call you to the table for negotiation and said, how do we go about the president of the country? But when we are in splinter group, in one region of 5 states, one is ABGA, 2 is APC, 2 is, what is it called, PDP. There is a problem there. So there is no integration. So your lobbying strength is affected. Your voice is splitted into 5 different or 3 different, sounds. Let us come together first and then increase our stake, increase our negotiation strength. We can achieve this because we are smart people. We can achieve this without violence. We can tell our children and our brothers and our sisters, I know you are angry. You are angry, anger might be justified, but there's another way to put that energy. Because you are good with, innovation. Let's incubate that your innovation from your idealization to incubation to commercialization, and then provide fund that will help to integrate our youth, so that they say the idle mind is the devil's workshop. By the time we start having policies that will put structures in place that will integrate our youth and will begin to build the region, other parts of Nigeria will want to be part of our region. And we can do this without all the effort of government. Because the truth remains, you go to any part of the country, some of the richest people, they are from the southeast zone. Through self-help and hard work. Why don't we use that to build our region and begin to drive it, our agenda, from there gradually to get what we are looking for? But I believe, for me, I'm an advocate of a big nation. My advocacy is the bigger we are as a nation, the better. In fact, if there are ways we can take smaller countries around us to join us, it's better for me than splitting. If you split Nigeria, we reduce our own negotiation strength when we go before the Committee of Nations. But is it that they don't have any reason why they're agitating? There is something that is causing them to agitate. And that is why I'm calling the powers that be to give them a listening ear. I also want to use this opportunity to call for Nnamdi Kanu to be released. I am bold to say it, that he should be released. One of the ways to calm the nerves in the southeast, we are talking about violence. One of the ways to calm the nerves in the southeast, I am bold to say it, is to release Nnamdi Kanu. If you release Nnamdi Kanu, you'll be able to tailor and to trail the work, to monitor the work of IPOB in the southeast. If you have him out, you'll be able to monitor what happens.
Unconditionally?
Whether it is conditionally or unconditionally, let him be out of jail. He should be out. He should join his people. I'm not a member of IPOB. I'm telling you, I'm from the region. Economy of the region is going out. If Nnamdi Kanu is out today, the Southeast economy that they are losing one day will come back. That will boost the economy of that region. And if you boost the economy of Southeast, you are boosting the economy of Nigeria. Nigeria is losing one day of their work hours in the southeastern region, and it has a ripple effect in the entire economy of Nigeria. So people might shy away from it. But Benjamin Kalu is saying one of the ways to stop the violence in the southeast is to get Nnamdi Kanu out of the jail. Let him be where he will be monitored and the activities so that he'll be answerable. Because he's the one that they listen to his voice. He will tell them no violence. This is what we are negotiating. This is what we want. But to keep him outside there, it has not achieved anything so far. That is the truth. The killings going on, the burning going on, the sitting at home is still going on. Nobody has been able to provide a solution. Nobody. If people say that IPOB is not relevant in the southeast, let them go and tell me why Monday has not started working. If the governors claim that the IPOBs are not existing and that they don't have any, let them give us a solution why we are still sitting at home on Mondays. Nobody has a solution. And I can assure you, one of the ways to calm this down is to get him out, and we'll put all our torchlight on him. Some of us will also sit with him and say, my brother, violence is not the best way to go. Seceding from the country is not the best way to go. We can achieve the regional growth that you are longing for. Because what he is longing for, to be honest, is that the region needs to go from where they were destroyed from to where they ought to be.
Greater integration, I guess.
Greater integration, greater development, greater sense of belonging. That is, for me, the little I know about him, that I've read from the papers and all, I think that is the summary of what he's asking for. And some of us can sit down with him and have an intelligent discussion.
Have you ever tried sitting down with him?
No, I've not.
Directly?
No, I've not.
Do you know each other?
No, we don't know each other. Never met before, never spoken before, don't know each other.
Okay.
But I know we are in the same age bracket.
Why don't you?
And we can sit down, we can sit down and discuss about this, because it's about our future.
Why don't you begin to do that now?
Of course,
now while he's in prison.
No, it's part of the violence, violence-free world that you are, advocating, and which I have a buy-in into. It's part of the things. I will look forward to sitting with him and having conversations with him. I understand his pain, I understand his agitation, but isn't there other ways of achieving this without killing ourselves, spilling blood? We have lost a lot of people through civil war, and now more blood is flowing in our region. Is that the best? I don't think it's the best. So, and what he wants to achieve, we can achieve. He wants our region to be well protected, and I believe him, and I agree with him. He wants more security the security of the area to be enhanced. I agree with him. He wants development to spring up more in the region, and I agree with him. He wants the voice of the region to be heard, to be integrated in everything, and I agree with him. But I don't agree with him on violence. I don't agree with anybody that I should kill my brother because I want my voice to be heard. No, we can sit down and achieve the same thing. And those my brothers who are carrying guns, we can integrate them into something more productive and give them that sense of belonging. That way we can have a violence-free southeastern region so that we can keep using our mind. I can tell you the truth, we are creative people from the southeast. We are innovative people from the southeast. But this distraction is chasing a lot of the beautiful minds out of the country. Not even into another region, out of the country. And who is losing? Nigeria is losing. So let us come together and see what we can do about that. And I will take it upon myself to see how I can speak directly with him one of these days.
This is Violence Free World. We'll be right back after this timeout. Be here. This is Violence Free World. I'm still here with Honorable Benjamin Kalu. Now, there's this thing that often characterizes every election, even though you hinted at it at the beginning of this interview, which is this tension, violence, tales of breakup. By every election we have, is it that it's something that we should get accustomed to, that it's going to be normal as far as the Nigerian polity is concerned?
To be able to have a violence-free world and violence-free election period, we have electoral acts that have been tailored to make provisions that will protect our electoral exercise in the coming election. The old 2010 Electoral Act became obsolete and could not address some of the issues you are mentioning now. One of them, the violence, the carrying of ballot boxes and all the rest of them are running away. It couldn't address it. But what we have now has put in place, instruments that will pick you up when you want to cause problem and send you to jail straight. It's there. So, and also the electronic aspects that we have introduced through the Electoral Act makes it difficult for you to, bully people around and think you can go somewhere and manipulate things and come back. So, what we're going to experience in this election will be different. It's going to be a new thing in Nigeria. People will queue and their votes will count because there is no space. The Electoral Act made the exercise is going to be watertight, that you don't have any space to introduce violence. If you introduce the violence, we have increased the punitive measure for you. You'll be picked up right there and then. We are not going to keep you in court forever. There is a tribunal that will take care of you immediately. So these are the things that will scare people away from these vices that are associated, the violence associated with elections in Nigeria. So my call also is to the youth. If anybody is calling you to come and cause problem during the election, the person want to send you to jail. There's no other way to say it than to tell you, run away from such person. He doesn't like you, because the Electoral Act will pick you up and will send you to jail. So it's not going to be business as usual with the coming 2023 election.
Okay, now there's a significant increase in the number of registered voters, people scrambling to get their permanent voters card. Mostly involved with this has been the young people, the youth, to which you hinted at that much. This suggests kind of like voter apathy will be minimized. But there's this issue of vote buying that continues to rear its ugly head every time. How concerned are you about this development? Would it ever go away? And how does it serve your party?
Yeah, first, I want to commend Nigerians for really showing interest in the current, in the recently concluded voters registration exercise. Nigerians did well, but they could do better than what they did. We are fighting. I was the one who moved the motion for INEC to extend the time they had set for the ending of the voters registration exercise, and the House approved it, and INEC also had a buy-in into it. But if you keep extending and keep extending, there's going to be a time when it will be very difficult for INEC to have time to prepare for other aspects of the election. So it has to stop at a point. And I think INEC has said this last place we stop is a good point. Although some people are still arguing, give one more month or thereabout, they know better how to go about it. But also considering the participation of the youths, I want to commend them for showing great interest, because that's the future of our tomorrow. And if they start participating now, Nigeria will look forward to getting quality leadership out of the people's mandate. Because if you have a population of 220 million people and every year you have a paltry amount of maybe 20 million or 30 million people voting for the number one citizen. It's not a good thing for our democracy. We're talking about 10-15% of the entire population. It should be a civic responsibility. You know, I'm thinking, and a lot of lawmakers are thinking of a way of making it part of what will even make your tax. You will not be charged more if you vote. If you don't vote, you'll be charged more, penalty kind of. We're thinking of how to structure laws where you must exercise that responsibility. I know some countries, it's mandatory for you to vote on election day, whether for the government or for the opposition. You must go and exercise it. So maybe that way we will increase the numerical strength of the voters in this country. One thing is to register. Another thing is to be able to go pick up your card. And then the next is to be there on that day. Most of the people, I'm afraid to say this, the youths don't like hearing it. They tell you, no, you people are underestimating us. I have them in my home. They say, the political class, they're underestimating us. We are going to do this and do that. Beautiful. But don't sit on, in front of your Facebook on the day of election. Election is down there. Get to know your polling unit and go and vote. So one thing is the noise and the frenzy of registration. The next is actually coming out without excuses to vote. And especially now that we are assuring Nigerians that every vote will count, I expect them to make good use of that.
Every vote will count, and indeed every vote should count. Yeah. Well, Honorable Kalu, at this point, I'd like to say thank you very much for obliging me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well, this is Violence Free World. I've been speaking with Honorable Benjamin Kalu, a member representing Bende Federal Constituency in Abia State. My name is Kali Ikwe. Same time next week. Promises much more if you endeavor to be here. No.